Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our presidential debate for 2016. Good evening, gentlemen. Please tell us about yourselves. My name is I am trustworthy and I'm running for president. My name is Richard Pfister, and I'm running for president. Okay, gentlemen, let's get started. Mr. Trustworthy, what do you see as the most important issue facing America today? Well, obviously it's the debt. This country is so far in debt, we must find a way to bring it under control and work to eliminate it. Debt. You think debt is a problem? Debt is the American way, boy. Debt is prosperity, and don't you forget it. Debt is a fake and a fraud, Mr. Pfister. You and your buddies at the Fed and Goldman Sachs are pushing the American people further in debt. Deliberately, creating money out of thin air, and it's all a lie and you know it. Ha ha ha, yes it is. I mean, no it isn't. And you're not American if you're not at least $10,000 in credit card debt. So take that, and you also love ISIS if you aren't in debt. It's the very thing the Founding Fathers warned us about. They fought a revolution to end this type of enslavement, and your day is coming, Mr. Pfister, conspiracy theorist, conspiracy theorist. You probably think the earth is round too? Mr. Pfister, how would you handle terrorism? Well, I would continue the funding and arming. I would drop bombs on every nation that utters the word ISIS. Terrorism is just a tool to scare the American people into the phony scam to take away the liberties granted in the Constitution, Mr. Pfister. Quick, this guy needs to be re-educated. Send him to a fun camp. Why do the terrorists need to attack us? The border is wide open and you guys give them everything they need. Everybody knows they hate us because we refuse to give them the secret recipe to the Krabby Patty. Mr. Trustworthy, what does the Constitution mean to you? The Constitution was written by the Founding Fathers, who were tired of living under oppressive, tyrannical government, to represent a free people, who just want to live a happy, prosperous life without the say from tyrannical forces who want to dictate your every move, what you can say, have, or do. And I think if we want to make America great again, this is the only way. Constitution? What an evil, terrorist, piece of rubbish. Only terrorists want to follow that. It was clearly written by racist terrorists. The Constitution is the law of the land, not just something to wipe your ass with, Mr. Pfister. It represents freedom, not the freedom to be raped by an out-of-control bureaucracy, and if you, sir, cannot follow it, you have no business being on this stage representing the American people. This is just terrorist talk. We should be talking about other things, like banning the Confederate flags, how to twerk the right way, the upcoming celebrity sex changes. Nobody cares about an outdated piece of paper. I want to rule the world. Mr. Pfister, how would you improve the economy? What we need are more trade deals, and lazy Americans, I mean good, hard-working Americans to put in longer hours and take out more loans so they can spend more. If you're not spending money, then the economy will not prosper. That, sir, is another lie. Trade deals such as NAFTA and GATT need to be repealed to stop offshoring the jobs. We need to ease the tax burden on small businesses, encourage the free market so we can create a business-friendly environment here at home, and we need to end the run-for-profit Federal Reserve and eliminate its collection arm, the IRS, and restore a sound currency that is actually backed by something more than hot air, spewing from the mouths of greedy global banking bandits. How dare you blame the bankers? They care about the American people. Without them you and I, and every other American would be living in poverty. You're lucky they give you the privilege to touch the money they create. Currency is supposed to be issued by Congress, not a foreign entity, the Federal Reserve. It needs to be audited and eliminated. It's just a tool for debt enslavement. You're a terrorist, just a homophobic terrorist who worships guns and Confederate flags. You probably hate women too. We have ways of dealing with people who think like you. Mr. Trustworthy, how would you keep America safe from its enemies? This idea of enemies we face is something made up by the corporate-run media and military-industrial complex, who profit from wars. America's biggest enemies are the interests of the banking cartels, swearing to enslave them with debt, while killing the economy, overtaxing us. We need to stop listening to these lies. We are going to lose everything. America's biggest enemies are conquering the country within. As we speak, foreign countries aren't our true enemies. This country is being destroyed from within by traitors within this government. You are the traitor, Mr. Trustworthy. Everybody knows that the terrorists hate us. They hate us because we wear blue jeans. They hate us because we have Betty Crocker. They hate us because we have more Walmarts than they. And they are going to get us with your insane views. We need security. We need cameras. Cameras everywhere. We need them in your closets. We need them in your bathrooms. We need to watch everything you do, or the terrorists will win. And we will blame people like you, who still follow that constipation, or whatever it was you called it. You know, that piece of paper you refer to. Okay, gentlemen, last question. Mr. Pfister, there is a growing concern for genetically modified foods. What is your position on the subject? I think they are wonderful. Monsanto pays me well. I think the science has been settled. They are deemed safe, so we shouldn't listen to conspiracy theories. Just eat them and be happy. Be glad you have something to eat and stop whining. Typical response from a sellout. GMOs are dangerous, and shouldn't be forced on the American people. At the very least they need to be labeled. Americans have a right to know what they are eating. And every American needs to know about Monsanto. We need to return to local farming and agriculture. Stop spreading hate. Well, that is all the time we have. We hope you enjoyed the debate. Good night.